All right, John McCagg here. Um, Thanks for subscribing, supporting the work, all that. And for those people that want to hear this stuff, tonight's going to be a good one. Um, yeah, I'm going to go over some things tonight that I kind of never talked about. I haven't talked about them for a pretty long time. Maybe I did when I started this channel, but maybe I didn't. So I'm gonna go into uh let's see some tactics to use. Okay, let's go through three of them, not one. Let's go through three of them. Okay, and anybody stop if you have a thought, question on another topic, whatever. Um, okay. Uh, wow, someone's here. Can you hear me? It looks like one person's here. All right. This is gonna be for those people that want to hear this. This is gonna be the one. Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know. Have we got anyone out there? Can anyone hear? Yeah, Mary. Okay, Mary's here. So this we're gonna get on. Okay. All right. Let's get on this. Okay. All right. So this this yeah, this stuff happened when I was at Occupy. I think that was maybe 2010, something like that. Anyway, that was before the debt stuff and all that. They were coming after me on criminal stuff. Like they pulled me off a bus stop and I had like literally like a gram of weed in a one hitter. Not kidding. And that produced I added it up once, 36 months in a row. Uh of a court case. Amazing. I mean, it just went on and on for years. So what I did was every time, like in between, I was homeless, living in a van ultimately, which was, a way to stay mobile. And so I could like park at Occupy in Raleigh, North Carolina. It was actually on this triangle piece of land downtown that had this, one of them old plaques on it, you know what I mean? Like one of the metal plaques. It's like, oh, historic blah. Okay. Story on the historic blah right there was when I know this is all fakes, but I'm just telling what the thing said, you know what I mean? Like the story. Uh it said when the slaves were freed in North Carolina, they all gathered on that piece of land right there where Occupy was. It's funny. So the slaves were gathering, it was like, this is pre-planned. The slaves will be over there. It was like, well, they made it seem like, oh, the older slaves. No, just the current slaves will be right over there on that triangle. And they had a plaque. It was just funny. Anyway, so I'm at Occupy off and on. And, each month I'm trying paperwork methods. That's all I'm doing. Like, it's trying to figure out how to beat these creatures, that already been foreclosed on. They already stole my home, wrecked my family, stole everything I had, and now they're coming after me on this. They put me in jail on a bond of $500. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so evil because nobody's going to come out for, I had to pay somebody $500 to get them to come to. It was just ridiculous. Uh, Anyway, it was just they were just so after me, but I was after them too, so I learned a lot. So this was in those days. Let's go through the first one. Yeah. Okay, so when I ended up going to court. The court room was the largest courtroom in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure. It's on the main downtown street of Raleigh, North Carolina, Capitol, old building, you know, three double doors out front of it and all that stuff because there's so many people in line to go to court there. So many. Hundreds and hundreds. It's just like shocking when you go there. And it's literally across the street from like ABC, NBC. One of them is like right across the street looking at it. You know what I mean? Like, and the camera's always on. And the thing is, it's just like, it's horrible. It's just absolutely unbelievable, intimidating, all that stuff. And I went into this courtroom, and blah, 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 blah. So I'm up against the courtroom and I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay. So, all right. And this was, a state law thing that they had me in local court and stuff like that. So, okay. And they kept moving the date because I do something and push it and stuff like that. Okay. So, uh, this one, I was like, okay, how do I get at like them? So I was like, okay, there's a corporate entity, right? That's Raleigh. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, oh, because listen, auditor, trade accountant. I've audited a city before. You know what I'm saying? Like Wilmington, North Carolina. So like I know all about paperwork and all that stuff, right? So it strikes me that, they're an entity, a corporate entity of any kind, right? Like, one that is a city, state, town, blah, 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 right? They have a lot of people working for them, and, they interact with the public and all that stuff, right? So they could do one of two things, okay? They could get an insurance policy for their county, state, city, town, whatever, right? They could get an insurance policy, or they could, well, number two, they could self-insure. That's it, right? Because stuff happens, right? Oh, one of your bus drivers ran over somebody, so you always, blah blah blah, right? So I was like, oh, this is what I do. This is what I get an idea to do, and this is what I do. Uh, it strikes me, that they're gonna have this policy somewhere, right? And so this is usually, oh, something happened, like and they got to pay off some judgment. I'm sure the insurance policy is like, "Zzz, why am I sure of that? Let me continue with the story. Uh, so I'm like, I bet, nobody had done anything I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. But I'm like, I wonder if they have an insurance policy. So what I do is I go, let's see, where did I go first? I went to, I went to, I, oh, Oh, I went to, like, it was a city Raleigh manager, because a county or something, they have, like, a manager, actually, who manages all the stuff. Because I interacted with them, so I know they got one. Went down to their office, and I said I just go to their office, they have a receptionist and stuff, and I said to them, "Hey, uh, I need to get a copy of your insurance policy for the city of Raleigh." And I suspect the town manager either has it or knows who has it. You know what I'm saying? And so, would you just? That's all I want is just a copy of that, please. Thank you. She's like, she calls the manager dude. I'm like, hey. He comes out. Hey, John McKay. Hey, how you doing? Listen, I'm just want to get a copy of your insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? Because what I know, this is what I say to him. I know what's in that insurance policy, and it says if anyone needs to make a claim, there's verbiage in your insurance policy that allows someone like me to make a claim, and therefore needs the insurance policy to make the claim. So can I please, I know it's in your contract with the insurance company, so I need to see a copy of it. So I don't know. He goes back in his office. I don't hear from him, and he comes back in. His the city attorney has it. Where were they? And they weren't that far, like couple of buildings over or whatever. And so I go over there, and it's their, head, you know, head assassin, right? The lawyer, like he's the one that stops everything before it gets to the insurance policy. You know what I'm saying? That's him. It's in his office. I'm like, hey, how you doing? That's what I say the same thing to this guy. I said, I know in your insurance policy, there's a clause in there that says if anyone has to make a claim, they're allowed to see this insurance policy. I know it's in there. I've seen insurance policy. I ain't never seen insurance policy before. I know I've seen them. I bought it in like City Wilmington and stuff. I know it's in there. I know it's the clauses in there. I get to see a copy of this so I can make an insurance claim. All I want to do is get a copy of that, please. Thank you. Uh, he just honestly doesn't form a rebuttal. You follow me? He has his secretary make a copy of it and give it to me. First of all, I didn't know if they self-insured or if they have an insurance policy. How am I going to know that? I don't know that. I didn't know that. So I just went in there and that's what they said to him. And I left with it. You know what I mean? And so then I had it and you know, I knew they didn't want me do anything with that. You follow me? Because what I said in there too is like, hey, I know if a claim gets made against us, your rates go up. So, and this is my name. I write it down, and this is why I'm in here. Stuff. So they would get in touch with whoever, figure out why I'm in there, look at the court thing, all that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I have that against them should they whatever. You follow me? And they know I'm hunting them. So and they have been doing it. So that's one thing. You know, making a claim against the insurance policy because whatever happens, you know what I'm saying? No one has ever made a direct claim against an insurance policy like that of a city or town. Like no one's done that. No one ever has done that. I absolutely assure you of that. No one would ever think of this. Not ever. It can't be done. It's not supposed to be done. They're idiots for giving it to me, but they're just you know what I'm just telling them what they need to hear to get my outcome right. What like they're actors. I'm acting. Hey, you know, and I'm in there you know, put their job and so on, and their insurance policy, and their policy rates and all that at risk. You see, they need stuff at risk, right? That's what you need. You need leverage. You follow me? And so these people having trouble with property taxes and whatnot, right? You need some leverage up in here, or any other issue. That's some good leverage. You with me? Making claims, starting that whole thing, you know, be fun. Make it a high number, base it on some rules and laws and so on and so on. So I had them like, I'm going to make a claim again, hi to the lawyer for the city. I'm just sitting there. This is what I'm going to do to you. Here's your insurance policy, sir. Okay, later for you. So that was successful in me getting that and having that leverage, and to make a claim and so on. I didn't bother with that because of what I'm going to tell you next. I didn't have to go that route, but sometimes someone would have to, right? So I've agreed. All right, this is this is beautiful. I tried to make a claim, but didn't know the step right. No one. Right, I'll trade auditor for the city working for a CPA firm, had the contract, and yeah, no, I know everything. I've been underground and under, Wilmington's airport and all. Underground is way bigger than what's up top. Security and all this shit, crazy. So what? Hi, your worst nightmare. I know you. But let me go on because let's see, which one should I do next? Okay. Okay. I'll do this one next. I have three things I wanted to do, and they all tie in together. Okay. Next thing. So I'm like, man, I can make things rough for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting hardly any. I contacted the city risk management department. They deemed my complaint unworthy. Yeah, no. I went straight for the insurance policy. Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. No one, they would never, no one, no, I'm telling you, no one would have thought of that. No one. I'm on in the city, I know, but no one would ever think of that. Only me. No way anyone would think of that. So you had a logical direction to do that, but see, they have a form all set up. Here's where you make a complaint. They're like, thanks for your complaint. Fuck off. You know what I mean? But when I get your insurance policy, we're in a whole different ballpark there. I can really wreck them. So, okay, so then I had to ultimately one day I had to go to court. Okay, so and I was at Occupy. I invite them all to go. Hey, I have a real court date. You can walk from where we were. It was like 4 blocks, something like that. I mean, really. And so I walked, left my van at their pile, like, hopefully I'll be back, right? Uh, I'm like, I bet, I tell them of the battle I'm having for how long and stuff. I'm like, you want to see like the real? Come on down. All of Occupy there, no one came. Not one. Just saying. Okay. The only time anyone ever went into court and did anything was me. And none of them came. None of them. This is when, Occupy, blah. No one came. No one. No way, right? No way. No way. So I had uh two items on my mind. You see, one was for like if things didn't go well, I was going to have a response to them not going well, and this was my response plan. You see, uh, let me give it to you because what is our goal? They want us to fear them, right? Okay, so what do I have over them? What if I can make them fear me? You see, that's different, right? Now you fear me, and that's what I'm going for always, right? So this was my thing. Like I'm on Facebook and stuff like that, and so this is what I say. I say if I don't win in court today, self-immolation. Yeah, light myself on fire right in front of the courthouse, right across the street from ABC News. That's what I'm gonna do, right? All right, you know, haha. Only thing is, this was what I had planned, really. So if they screw me over in there, I'm gonna invite Occupy, blah blah blah. Everything, everybody's stages some bullshit back then. I got a TV station literally across the street from the courthouse. If they do me wrong, this is my plan: self-immolation. I'm gonna burn myself to death. Right. Only thing is, I have a gas can full of water. Right. Who knows the difference? Who cares? I but there's a freaking camera, and here's a dude that's going to make the news. You follow me? What's the issue? I go across the street and tell him. I say, "I'm going. You better bring a camera because this is what I'm going to do over there on the courthouse steps right this second." And here's my gas can. It's not even. It's literally across the street. I literally walk over there, and they come racing out of there with a camera. Right, whoop, there we go. I set up my own camera too. Here if you didn't get footage. What? You know what I mean? I wait till the cops come, I have a long talk and explain everything on the camera to them. You follow me? What? Like, they do acting on the news and Occupy and all this bullshit. So I was like, "Hey, let me make I know how to make the news." They're screwing me over and so this would attract enough attention to blah, blah, blah. And then you see where the insurance claim thing is coming here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I could be doing that kind of stuff and so on and so on. Like, the idea is to strike the icy dagger. Oh, you want me to fear you? Oh, let me just take that out of my heart because you killed that a long time ago and place it right in your freaking eyeball. You follow me? You see that? What? I don't fear them or whatever. Let me outact you. Watch this. You see? So, but what happens? So that's my number two thing to talk about tonight. You see what I'm saying? Taking advantage in a guerrilla style tactic against them using their own methods in a situation they sent me into, but that had all the setup for me to use it against them. You follow me with the news station there and stuff? I mean, it's like, it's like made for it. It's like, oh, this is what? They're over there all the time. It's right there. It was just, you see, using your situation in a way that they're not creative. Do you follow me? Your adversaries are not creative, so you could be more creative than them. You know, don't. Oh, you if they have a rule like, hey, here's where you write a complaint. Well, how do I throw that thing away and make a real complaint? Like, where would they send their complaint to? You follow me? And for what reason? And so on, like, oh, you got a newsreel on a court, and so you do an Occupy. I'm from Occupy. I'm going across the street in front of the courthouse, burn myself to death, and it's all Occupy, Occupy, Occupy. You want to get some footage of that? I think they would. You follow? It's just taking advantage of the situation as a crisis actor. They're a bunch of crisis actor. They wouldn't do what I would do, but hey, I'll make a different script. So then I'll go after the insurance, right? So day comes, I go down there, no one from Occupy comes. I'm in a courthouse, uh, courtroom, giant courthouse, gotta go up, walk up the 200 steps God made, or whatever, 20, you know what I mean? Giant staircase, just this old building. It was just crazy place. And so I entered this girl, what you're in courtroom, blah, blah. Okay. Gigantic place, I would say 200 people in there, easy, and a bunch of people in the hall, like, waiting to get screwed over by the judge, and then, like, I would say, like, 50 lawyers and cops and crap like that over in there, like, bullpen over there, where all the slaves are over on their side, And, so I have read this thing online. I read this, okay? I read a story about, what's that dude's name? He killed everybody a Little Bighorn, right? He's the blonde-haired US general, Custer. Okay, Custer. There's a story about that dude. This is a story, okay? He's a cadet at, the military academy that went up in New York, right? With the right, where everybody goes in America to the military place, right? Uh, and so he goes there, and he's a cadet, okay? I gotta skip that. I'm right in the middle of this. Hey, come on, what? Uh, so he's a cadet, okay? And he's in his first year, all right? Now, one of the things, West Point, he's at West Point, sorry. Okay, that's where he is at school. He's at West Point. Okay, so he's at West Point, right? And he's in his first year. He's a freshman. And one of the rules, when you go into the military academy, there's this code of conduct book, right? And you sign it. I agree to your terms, blah blah blah. Okay. One of the rules in there, is no dueling. Okay, no dueling. And so Custer gets challenged to a duel in freshman year, and he kills some dude. Totally kills him. And so he gets court-martialed. And for what he done for dueling, and if you kill somebody, it's you get hung, you die. You get hung for doing that, period. You die. And so they do have a trial, right? And guess what? He's found guilty. No kidding. And then he does what's called, it has a legal terminology. It's called an allocution. 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 This is what he says. I didn't sign that book. Like, I didn't sign. You follow me? He's like, I didn't sign it. When you go to West Point, you got to sign the rules of war and all to be a West Point. He's like, I didn't sign that. Like, yes, you did. Everybody has to do it. He's like, I didn't sign it. And they're like, go get a copy. Guess what? They don't have a copy. So he was found guilty, but the law didn't apply to him. Off you go. End of. You follow me? This is what happens to me. This is when I reach the first spiritual plane. When I do this. Honestly. After this happens, I can't even it's impossible to explain the feeling of bliss when you touch God for the first time. You're like, if there's no anyway, we'll get to how it happened. So I go in a courtroom and it's my turn. And oh my God. God, just remember this stuff. So I go in a courtroom and over on one side it's all the cops and lawyers and stuff, and it's a female judge, a woman. And she's the hanging judge. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? She's the hanging judge. And I go in there I've sent her paperwork. This is one that she's read it all, everything I've done and pushed the dates and stuff. This is her. And so I get in there and I have different paperwork. I'm all ready, right? I'm ready to go. I got all this shit. And so there's a bailiff. I'm like way down here in Peon Land, and she's like, yeah, I don't know, 50 feet up. And then I'm just saying, she's like way up on a pedestal. I'm way down here. And there's a lot of space between me and her. It's such a gigantic place. And there's a bailiff, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's up next to the judge. Oh, okay. And she asked me a question. I said, well, I have a piece of paper about that. And bailiff started walking over to me. And and this happens a couple times. She asked me a question. I was like, yeah, blah, 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 and the bailiff comes over to me and he walks a couple steps and she's like, don't get that piece of paper. Don't go over there. And he's like, what the? And at that point, you know what I mean? When she gets to temporary, right? The whole side of the room, like the lawyers and the cops who are all like this, you know what I mean? Like the cops are like, they're like, they're waiting like this. Like they're not even all of them. I look to my right when she starts going out like that. They're all like this. They're all awake and they're like, they're watching, you know what I mean? They're watching. And so then some back and forth goes on, and the bailiff changes position. He comes over next to me and is literally touching me. Big bailiff dude is now standing next to me as I'm taking my turn in court, right? He's touching me. He's freaking touching me, he's just like, like, okay. So at that point, when he finally gets over there like that, she's standing up and, let's just say, screaming at me, yelling, screaming, whatever, right? She's lost it. And the whole cops and the lawyers and all that crap, like they're like, this dude right here is gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've never, this is their first time. I can see, like, they've been in this courtroom so many times, but today they're gonna see their first, I don't know. They want to see. Like, they've never seen her like this, so they want to see, like, what happens when she does this. They're interested because, cops like a car wreck and stuff. So they're like, what? Uh, yeah. Finally, right? Finally, after all the freaking back and forth and screaming and yelling and stuff she's doing, I'm just calm. Slams that gavel down, like, doesn't break it. Like, oh, did you break it? Guilty. Oh, okay. I do my allocution, right? I have it pre-written, a 2-sentence allocution. I don't even remember what it is right now, but basically, I said, none of these charges or anything apply to me. I'm not under your jurisdiction. I'm a human. And This is what I say to her. I look directly at her, right? Oh, that's right. Uh, this thing happened. I remember now. When I've talked to the devil before this happened. Anyway, it was like a weird thing happened, like time stopped or something. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but what I did was I say these two sentences, or this don't apply to me. I turn, I, here's the bailiff, right? He's kind of black. I can't even, there's like seats and I'm like, excuse me. And I walk by him, and there's I don't know, there's several hundred people in this room, and the judge just is going to do every single thing a judge can do to me, obviously, you know. So I walk out of the building. I say those words to her. I turn and I walk out of the building. I walk down to the street and I walk back to Occupy. I shit you not. And I never heard from them again. I done it. I done it. I done it. And really, that was when I hit the first plane. I mean, it was just like, it's not actually possible to describe the amount of bliss. I was like, am I touching the earth? I had to look a few times because I was like, because I was just like, because I've been in a state of fucking distress that is, I'm willing to light myself on fire practically. Um, and I beat them. And I walk back to Occupy and I'm like, this is what happened. They're like, they don't believe me. Not kidding. I got my van on the left. I didn't screw Occupy. I didn't go back there. Bunch of cowards. So I didn't need to use the insurance claim. I didn't need to use the crisis actor skid I had planned because the allocution worked. Now, why is that allocution important? Because this is the effect of you signing another trust. You have to, they have jurisdiction unless you're like, no, sorry, I'm with Jesus Christ. So, you know, I see the thanks for explaining those laws to me and so on. I'm just not under that jurisdiction. So later. That's it. And you walk away. You don't, if they say anything, and you re-engage, that's recontracting with them. What are they? Like, you got to think like, I'm an elephant and there might be some ants down there, but are you really concerned about stepping on them or something? Like, how could you be? I can't even really see them. I've heard of ants, that's an anteater. So I guess they're ants. But to you, what? You follow? They created, especially at that time, the lack of desire for life. They took my home, separated me from my family, put me in a cage for like a gram of weed, fought me for 36 months straight, and here I am. I'm like, this is living. You stole everything, including my children, who still don't speak to me from this. You follow? From losing my home. Still they don't. Not kidding. So, I have a limit that I was going to stop at for them. No way. No, like, yeah, if you kill me, I can't do anything. But if you don't, I can still do something. And I still am. You follow? Like, a lot of people say, oh, I want to, how do you reach God and how do you get enlightened and stuff? Oh, it's like Mayor Baba said, I don't advise that for anyone. He's the one that says it's the only reason for life. He's like, I don't really advise to do that though. Yeah. Don't, you know. I mean, it's the only way to find out what the limitations are up in here is to go find out, like go throw down the ultimate ante, your life, your freedom. Go throw it all down and see what happens. That's what happened. So I haven't talked about that stuff in a while. It's been, I guess it was 2010 or something like that. I lost my home in, '08, and I was still homeless or whatever, So it'd been that whole struggle since '06. I'm fighting, lost the home in '08. So I guess I was counting that too in my 36 months. And then I got this criminal stuff. So it was like 36 months starting with foreclosure stuff, which they got me on. Wrecked my family. Like I said, my children still don't speak to me. Still. So, am I gonna stop hunting them? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. That was what I did back then. You know what I mean? Come on. Come on. Right? Anyway. So I wanted to bring up those things because people are getting blocked on just really easy fill out form, should be approved stuff like um property taxes. Like, who's going to say a place qualifies? You do. You have the right entity, you fill out the paperwork. How can you say no? What? They're telling people no. So you need more effective tools like I'm talking about right now. You see? Now, now we're talking, you know what I mean? Kind of I made okay, let's go for 4. Let's do another one. Oh yeah. This one's in the same type of thinking. All right. When I meet a lawyer, like say I'm doing a debt thing or whatever like that, you go to court and there's a lawyer. There's a representative there. So what am I gonna do, right? Because I've initiated something, from the debt stuff and whatever, and I got a lawyer coming, and I need to turn them into my advocate, right? I need them to go back to the debt mongers and say, yo, this guy's, I need him to advocate for them to just take it off his credit report. Let's be done. Yeah, I need him to say that, you know? I'm meeting him down there to what? I need to send an icy dagger of fear into his heart so that he becomes my advocate. So he's scared, really scared. No, I'm not a little bit, but I mean full on scared, right? That's what I need. So how do you make that happen? What is how I do it? I don't know. You might have another way. Usually, almost all the time, they would send me some dude with a wedding ring on. I'm not kidding. Okay, so they got a wedding ring on. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh, I'm attorney. Da, 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 da. Oh, you got a card? Cool, man. Oh, thanks. It's nice to meet you. I read your stuff. Hey, John McKay. Yeah, shake his hand or something. Be really nice. He's, oh, you got a card. Thanks, and you work for them. Great. Fantastic. And they'd say they're whatever, and I'd be like, hey, look at me in the eyes. Look at me in the eyes. Listen, I would hate to have a problem, you know what I'm saying, with you because you're the one here. You follow me? Not your law firm, not these people with debt or nothing like that. You're here. You follow me? I noticed you got a wedding ring on. And now I'd hate to have to initiate some legal proceedings against you. And now I just got your business card. I don't know where you live and stuff. So I would have to go by and make sure that's her house or whatever, and just make sure I got the right, you know, read their name. And so this is what I would hate to have to do when I'm literally just at your house. You know what I mean? Like I'm just there to just check the address to start some legal proceeding against you. This is what I'd hate to see while I'm there. You know what I mean? I would hate to see like over your fence. I'd hate to see you like in your backyard with your children's pants down, like playing with them in an inappropriate manner as a father. I would hate to see that if I went to your house. You follow me? Look in my eyes. Look at me. I did you hear what I just said? That I would hate to have to do that. Look at me. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Because the only way to really ruin some married dude's life is to turn their wife against them. You follow me? And fear of the child. So I just talked about, how I would have him disbarred. You follow me? And lose his wife and da, 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 da. Well, I have to report something like that, wouldn't I? I have to report something like that. I'm just here to do this, and I'd hate to have to do that. You with me, Fred? You with me? Nice to meet you. See you in court. Yeah, when they call, they look at me like, nice to meet you, devil's advocate. Yo, tell the devil this is what I say. No wedding ring over here, buddy. Things went pretty well. I could go on and on about court stuff, right? I could just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. But this is just using, they want us to fear them. And so if you're a good crisis actor and you create the crisis, like uh how did Baba say it? He said uh Jesus wasn't tempted, which he wasn't. He tempted himself. You follow me? I wasn't I wasn't tempted by the devil. I set the whole thing up at 50 Cork Hill. Hey, nice to meet you. Hi. No, I set it up. How did I not set it up? What are you talking about? You didn't tempt me. I made you come here and let you know, yo, I'm burning your kingdom to ash. Hey, nice to meet you. Look out. I'm gonna pave the whole place. Yeah, I'm paved paradise because it was a paradise for about 6 seconds. Now I'm gonna pave the whole place with ash. Hi. No, I mean, if you have any kind of fear of them or anything, you follow me? Like you can't be in the business of being out of their jurisdiction. You see, because you are out of their jurisdiction, so your actions have to match. There's an underlying law of dharma here, right? That's the law, common law, dharma. And so your actions go against it to determine your outcome, your spiritual battle outcome. How'd you do? If you knuckle under, what? Use violence? Yeah, that's not gonna work. But what does a perfect master use? What I just described to you? What's the terminology for the tactics I just described to you? It's called a violent nonviolence. You follow me? That's where you need to get your head at, where theirs is, and just shatter their world with words. You mean you shatter it utterly, you see? And you're like, look in here and see that what I'm saying is absolutely something. Look at me. You follow me? I'm not looking down. I'm like, yo, look in here. I know you can read minds and stuff. Look. Violent nonviolence, Alan. Exactly. That is the realm of the perfect master, is violent nonviolence, because I have to move everyone. You see what I'm saying? Everyone is, you know, this place, right? Everyone has this reaction like, could I get a piece of quiet for any amount of time? No. They're always, needling us, drawing us, like, just some peace and quiet and some time to ponder this whole situation and stuff. No, it's just like they're at us and at us and at us and at us. So, you get some peace time, you get some time or whatever. You're just like, I'm not trying to advance necessarily. I'm trying to freaking heal, you know? But that's not going to do it. You see, that's not going to help anyone really. Yeah, you got to heal from stuff and stuff, but I mean, I just think of it like I have a giant energetic sledgehammer is the way I think of it. And I'm coming up, and I'm going to hit them right on the temple. 2 hands swinging as hard as I possibly can, knock their head off. First blow, you know what I'm saying? Just look like a regular whatever. and then just swing for the fences. And I mean, with all my might, I'm going to knock you off. Right? Here we go. We're sparring. You're coming off your horse. I'm going to send you over the stands, baby, mentally. And that's all I need. I need to turn whoever is my. What I've learned is, well, I need to turn them into my advocate, right? Like you're not my enemy. You're like, holy, let's end it with this guy. Because what? There's millions of them, and they all have what pride. You know what I mean? And they look at me and they're like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, maybe I'll just move him to the next. You know what I mean? Like, move him along. Like, not too many of them actually have any real courage and stuff when their family's online, their job's online. I'm gonna take their job. Like, and that's another thing I mentioned to any cop or like, you know, lawyer. Like, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do, against your bar card, I'm gonna make a formal complaint, right? Your insurance rates are gonna go up. If that happens, you might get disbarred, lose your whole livelihood. What do your wife think of that? You follow me? Just chatting with lawyers. Just you got to take everything from them. You have to take their entire possibility of winning, thought process, happiness, their family, everything in a few short sentences, razor blade. Oh, well, chop. Mentally, there's a mental game. You see, they got the guns, they got the cages, they got all that. You just got to advise them. You don't want to try and put me in there because, you know, think about the last time you put me in jail and what I said to everybody in there. What happened? What do you think happened to them? You think they got with you? I don't think so. Now, you put me in general population, let me talk to people, and I tell them what's actually up, and there's nothing to do 24/7. You know what I mean? And we get time to speak with them, and they're like, "What?" You know what I mean? I make it so they don't want me in there either. They don't want me. You see? And ultimately, when having this trust, ultimately, they did try and they didn't let me walk out of a courtroom in Sarasota. They had 4 armed bailiffs with chains. All of them had chains. They were going to chain me so bad and throw me in a cage. Period. God literally stopped them and froze them solid in front of me. So, I mean, there's that ultimately, and that's because I'm not in their jurisdiction. I told them so, and that's it. Again, I walked out of that room. I literally, hey, it was another time. Just, hey, am I free to go, Your Honor? Yes, yes. Whoop. Bye. Initiated the whole thing. That was when I did 15 court cases at once. Facebook, battle of the death cage match, Jesus Christ versus the devil. Come on, Sarasota on da da da, XPM, blah 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 blah. What? Let's see. I need to know. Turns out they're powerless. Whoops! You shouldn't have told me that. I'll be here all the time. Hi, hi everybody. Anyway. Violent nonviolence. You see, there's no violence in that, but can you imagine, someone that's like upping your grill and a very patient, you know, hi, you know what, you have a great white in your fishing net and you're going for sardines. Maybe throw that one over the side, right? It's not a sardine, might lose an arm. What? Give them the incentive. You have to incentivize them and to turn them into your advocate. You see, you incentivize them. That's how you do it. I mean, I could go on and on about this stuff, but you just come after them, look up a judge, like, oh, one of the people, thanks, Your Honor, like, pulled up her home address and sent it with the paperwork and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, just not really, not really referencing it in the paperwork, but just having it in the pile. You know what I'm saying? Now I know where you live. I could find out where your kids go to school and stuff real easy. Hi. What? I'm on a sidewalk. What do you mean? Well, I took my home and home life and family. So I know to go immediately for that. I don't. We're not. I'm never talking about anything else. Just like what I'm gonna do to their family. That's what you did to me, so that's what I'm gonna do to you. Hi. And can you see the joy in my heart as I'm talking to you about doing this to you and your family? Can you see the utter joy over here? I hope you do. Man, I'm looking forward to it. Payback's a bitch. Hey, karma, right? Now you got me. And so on and so on and so on. 15 years of this crap. What? It's right at him, nonstop, blah, blah. Anyway, those are real tactics, and you have to think like that. You see what I'm saying? This is chess and checkers, right? How many squares on a chess and checkerboard? Anybody know without looking it up? Be honest. Be honest. Do you know? Anyone? See if you can guess the right answer. Don't look it up. Don't look it up. Does anyone know? Come on. If I bet somebody that thought of a number that maybe I know could think what it is, right? How many years we got? Come on. There's a hint. Yeah. Right. I don't see nobody typing at 64. So yeah. They know what's up. You go in any courthouse, it's like checkerboard, right? Black and white. Do they know what's going on? They know. They all know. They all know what I'm saying. They're like, they know. I know. They know they can't touch me. They don't come at me ever. They give me space. They know I'm right. Maybe some people in here are, pretty concerned I'm right. They all know. How many years I've been doing this with them? So many. I ain't locked up. What is legal to talk? Hi, I'm talking. The mouthpiece. I'm talking to the mouthpiece. I just don't like to listen to mouthpieces. Why don't I just turn you on them? Turn the vampire on their neck. Crank! There, you're paying for your own vampire on your neck. The lawyer. Ha ha. Fun stuff. Once you know how a city works or, county and organization, something like that, it's like, oh, this is what the paperwork is. How do I devise a plan to, I see your house of cards. What one card will be, oh, click. Oh, here, you're concerned about if I would hit that card, your whole thing would topple. You are? Really? Should I hit it? Like, no. Well, actually, no, you shouldn't. Yeah, but I think I really want to, you know? Like, well, everything's fine. Go ahead. That's what I was thinking too. Everything's fine here, and I should go ahead. Good for you. Good plan. I'm gonna just remove my finger from that house of cards. Have a get out of my way kind of a day. Don't ever get in front of me again. All right, see ya. Don't you ever. Hey, send the message. You follow me? If I'm walking in somewhere, some freaking government building, let's just make sure they're what? The most helpful they've ever been in their life, right? They better be. Well, if they want to keep their job, right? That's the way I walk in there thinking, I'm going to take anybody's job and their family and everything. Walk into a government building. I don't care whether it's for an EBT card or whatever. They're going to do what I need doing. That's your job. I'm the number one up in here. Do. They hear me coming. They clear some space and get it done. You see? Or if they don't, what? They don't want that. I have a history. They know it. I don't stay in the net very long, or I don't even really like being in it. So, no. Anyway, blast from the past and kind of how it relates to the trust and lack of jurisdiction, because an allocution is, it's just saying, hey, you did, under your laws and rules, right? You did find me guilty of some infraction of some BS you got in your freaking written whatever. But do you have me signing that I agree to all that stuff? Now you don't. Later. That's it. Yeah, if you want to move a mountain, you move a mountain with your feet, right? They say you can't move, but you just later. Will God stop them? That's my experience. Yes. I mean, honestly, what can they do for whatever, not that much. And, no one cares about any of that stuff. But to you, like, it matters, like, think of the level of happiness. Like, I'm not happy that I haven't completely cracked the free home puzzle, but I mean, listen to me. This is all real. This is why I think, this is a turf war that they're going to lose. They lose it over the jurisdiction over the body, and it's like how to use it effectively, that lack of jurisdiction in any situation. You think creatively and think of the weaknesses in their system, like an insurance. Oh, that's a weakness in their system. And a weakness is on their, you're wearing a wedding band. Oh, that's a weakness, baby. Oh, yes. Children, hopefully. Oh, hi. Oh, those are your children, really? Oh, nice, beautiful. He looks great. Hey, yeah. Don't you remember you ruined my life? So, yeah. Thanks for letting me know all that. Gonna do my best to take everything from you unless you make me the next person's problem. Don't make me your problem. Make me the next. That's it. Look at you. Now you're advocating for me. Ha ha. All right, Valerians, you got to listen to this one because I've done the whole thing. I'm not gonna redo all that stuff, but you really you need to hear this. You really need to. People need to get their mind right. That's why the spiritual advancements through the gross plane, right, through the subtle plane, and ultimately the mental plane. Like, you will not let them beat you. And the only thing that you have on your mind is, thank God I might die today and get me out of the dome. This is the best thing I can think of to get me killed. Hi. Let's get out of here. You have to, Valeria. You have to hear this, because especially you need to hear these tactics, and so does that your friend who's, she's having the house foreclosure on that issue and that stuff. This is you need to hear it. So does she. So really, anyone has a trust, they're going to come after you, at some point, and just check to see if you know that, in fact, your actions are, I'm not in their jurisdiction. You're nice and patient about it, and if you want to leave this place, you have to push it to find out that they don't have jurisdiction. You have to make it happen. You have to be tempted. You see what I'm saying? If you don't do it, I mean, it's like Bob was, I don't recommend this to anyone, but otherwise, how do you like the dome? Dome home. You'd be coming back until you say no to them, right? No, no, no. Right? Mo. Mo. Not ohm. Don't bring me back. Mo. No mo. No mo. But you really have to understand this, okay? I've been this is a spiritual war, and I'm gonna change my tactics to really 100% fight in that way, not leaving any of the financial stuff behind or anything like that. But there will be some changes coming up that you will be notified of and all that stuff because hey, they need to lose. I'll just say that, yeah, they're afraid of me and stuff like that, but a whole bunch of other people aren't. They don't fear me enough. So I need to change that situation in a big way. I need to really, 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 really change that. And so, we'll show you what that means. Because even after all this, they, I, and thank you, Alan, for sending this in, really. But, there's so many people that have stolen my copyrighted work here. I am with 4 people, right? The one he sends me, he has 45,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine how afraid they are of this information? First of all, they're so afraid of it. They tried several times to kill me, and have done it, on Facebook and all that stuff, like literally. But I just don't think they fear me enough. So I'm going to focus on that a little bit more. Like these kind of tactics are meaningful because, right, the gross played, you're going to lose, right? They got the guns, they got the everything, right? The cars, they're watching you 24/7. They read your mind, they know everything. So you're not going to beat them on the gross play. You're going to beat them with the power, You could beat them with magic and all their signs and symbols of the subtle realm and coming out of the ether. No, you're not a demon. You're not a djinn. That's their area. So you move past that into the mental realm, the final place, right? You beat them there because what they're limited, they have limited capabilities there. They have unlimited, the devil can make anything appear, disappear. This one goes there. This, the whole freaking thing here, right? That's the subtle play. How you going to beat them over there? Even if you get the power of miracles that you do on advancing, how's that going to? You don't have the knowledge yet. You're given the power of miracles before you give it the knowledge. So how you going to use that right? Nah, nah. Nah. So you learn how to beat them in the mental realm. You see, you don't beat them physically, right? You don't beat them with power. You beat them in the mind. You see, that's where the battle is won. You're not the creator of your thoughts, your feelings. Oh no, you're not. No, you're not. Feelings are a reaction to stimuli based on prior programming, and thoughts. You can't create a thought, and neither can I. Period. You can't. They're set. So you make sure you have jurisdiction over your thoughts. They come from God and not from them. You take God's name and you beat them there. You see, you beat them in the mental realm. Once you beat that of you, then you're gonna just, you're gonna take the icy dagger of mental, you know, adaptation into a dagger into their mind and destroy their life utterly. Dank, dank, dank. Here's the thought. I'm talking to them, and they can see their life slipping away, their happiness and all that and their reputation and all they have is pride. Oh, we kick those stupid humans ass. I'm a lawyer. Bah bah bah. You know? Hey, dumbass over here. You see? So anyway, uh I just think this information is vital. This mindset is vital because you have to move past where you lose. You lose in the gross play. You lose in the subtle realm. You can win in the mental realm because you're out of their jurisdiction. They can't even. They're not allowed to conceive of not being in the jurisdiction. Therefore, they're going to act on the gross play. God has to stop them. You see, because yeah, sorry, but you beat them on the mental realm. They don't want you trying that stuff. If you try it and you get some video of it, just think if you were able. This is why the first thing, if you ever, ever see a police officer, you ever interact with them, you immediately have on your camera. It's on video, it's on, it's rolling. Ever in any government building or something, things are not going your way, bloop, if you're filming them. You're filming them immediately. You're filming them. Because what? You're gonna make sure they know, hey, I'd hate to have to make some complaint about you or lose your job or stuff like that. You're filming them, right? You egg them on. You want them to, you know, what? Act the fool, you could get them going. So let's go, especially the cops. I don't know, they're just, packed full of nothing, brain wise. So you can get them doing whatever they're trying. So video is what they fear. You can't really put a video of a cop on YouTube or something. You can't put it on social media. You would think you can because you could see videos of cops and stuff. You see them, right? But I can't. You see, I filmed them, and the second I put it up, it comes down. So, what does that mean? That means that every single, film of every cop is them. It's a pre-planned, you know, bunch of crap to program your ass, like it's not gonna be reality or nothing like that. Because I filmed reality. I've set up situations and filmed them, you know. I've been, you know, parade around, walking around like, back in doing the freaking Hitler, SS walk with it. That's why I walk through Venice, right? Yeah, I walk through. What did I used to say? Oh my god, it was so funny. I can't remember. Uh, oh my god. I was like, you know, I would just march around like that. I was like, "Gee, Kyle, thank God we are now saved." I would just make. I forget what I used to. So funny, but eventually, pull a cop. Somebody would call. There's somebody that's walking around town, marching like I was Hitler. Some woman would obviously call on me because and that's what happens. So I'd be just sitting on a park bench waiting for him to come and be like, "Whoop, how you doing?" The guy be like, "Hey, oh," and he just walk away. I'll put that up, and it didn't stay up long, and so on. Other things with them, like, "Hey, I got the video." They don't want that, right? Because what? You could add a video to like an insurance complaint and stuff like that. I got the guy's name. That's what I see on video. But guess what happened? Da, 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 da. Whoops. Yeah, they don't want no video. Uh-uh. Well, you can email a video, right? Hey, check out, hey, you know, lawyer for the town or Midtown man, whoever, right? You could, yeah, just make sure whoever's coming at you, whatever government employee, whatever, they're going to lose their job. They're going to lose their reputation. They're going to lose their home. They're going to lose their children, all that stuff. For sure. I love it. Look at me. Haha. This is going to be great. And guess what, all you copyright stealers? Same goes for you. I'm going to be coming for you, people. This is going to be fun. What? I can't make a living up in here. They steal all my stuff. So, guess I'll take everything that keeps you alive. Whoops. Like I ain't done it before. I'm just like, oh yeah, this is what you deal when you have a rat, right? It's like, how do you just blast them, right? Oh, you're dead. Yay. Nobody likes a rat. Not even other rats. Like other rats, They're like, lawyer got killed. Lawyer got disbarred today and lost everything. And yeah, oh, anybody gonna do anything? No. Whoop. Sorry, we don't help other evil. Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't be associated with them. That's the way you treat them, right? That's the way they treat us. So, if fairy talk, right, turnabout is fair play, right? You gonna roll up on me like this, so I guess that means you're completely 100% okay with me rolling up on you in your life and so on like that. And that's fine because you decided to come at me, so your life's gonna evaporate right before your eyes. I went up against Ackerman LLP for 2 or 3 years on that Tundra thing that I set up. Ackerman LLP is the largest law firm in Florida, period. The guy I went up against proved my case, literally proved my case. Literally. He had written a paper in a law review that I looked up and I brought to the case, I'm like, Your Honor, this lawyer's name is da da da, and he wrote a paper here that I'd like to show to you that said, if no one signs a debt instrument, if and he explains it with all the laws right here that can't collect the mortgage if there isn't two signed parties. And so he wrote a thing on it in this journal here, which actually I said myself, but actually he's kind of even more an expert than I am on it. Look, here you go. They were just like, man, they don't care about laws and stuff. The guy literally was an expert and proved my case and had the piece of paper. But yeah, no, that's not the way the legal system works. So you just coming at them from they have to get the fear. You see what I'm saying? Of losing everything and the tactics and the methods and stuff like that. Laws are fake. But what? Mayor Bob, oh, this dome is an illusion. Oh yeah. But the pain is real, right? So they need to experience the pain. You see? Or the potential pain. They need to experience it. Or what? They can't move forward spiritually. They're gonna think, oh, I'm superior to those stupid humans. It's like, well, you're not intelligent. So there's that issue. Yeah, you got all the power and money, but you're not intelligent. So that's a problem for you. You see, you can beat them on the mental place. They're not creative. They're not intelligent. Not at all. They just follow a script, follow their lies, do as they're told. We're not like that at all. Nothing like that. Nah. Okay, that's a big one. That's an hour plus. All right, people. I think for those people here, you knew to be here. I said be here. You were here. You heard it. You heard. I know you're the real deal. The people are here. Thanks for being a real deal. There are many of you. I'm telling you here. Like, what? Like, count them on my hand in here. Come on. Like, really? Right? Amazing. Amazing. But us few, right? Only takes one to really change the whole thing. You see? That's in a way with Gandhi, that whole thing didn't really happen, but it was a message that violent nonviolence is really the highest form of really changing things. You see? There's no other agent that will change it, because if you're violent, it's like, well, that's always wrong. And so, but also keeping the status quo and faking it, that's no good. So it has to be extreme, violent, nonviolent. It has to really shake the earth and make God, like, step in, or else we don't have a chance. Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. Keep up the good work. Thanks for the support. I got some changes coming, and you'll be updated on those changes coming up. All right. I'll see you next time, everyone. Have a good week. God loves you. All right.